up, Wedding Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Shokugeki no Soma, chapter 208. And last chapter, we did the drawings, and frickin' A, man. We have, Ishiki-senpai, of course, is going in the second bout. We have, Yukihara in the third bout, and, in the first bout, we have Megashima in the first round. And then fucking A, Yukihara, who is battling NENE, whose specialty is Soba, fucking draws Soba. I was like, god damn it. Like, he has the worst fucking luck. And near the end of the other thing, and this is after NENE was talking all this mad shit, so she was goddamn embarrassed to boot as well. And fucking Kuga-senpai is amazing as well. I gotta mention that shit too. Kuga-senpai is awesome. But anyway, at the end of the chapter though, fucking Yukihara is using instant Soba while NENE's making the Soba from scratch. So I'm curious what he's gonna do. It's gonna be really interesting. Anyway, let's get to this chapter and see what happens. My friends who you snatched away from me, I'll be taking them back now. Oh, it's Ishiki-senpai. Oh man, he looks hot here. Ooh. I'm a sucker for blue eyes. Oh man. Versus the Elite 10, the white hot color page as the regimental Shokugeki arc rages on. We're gonna get back to Yukihara's match and see what he does. I'm really curious what he's gonna do with that instant Soba. And this chapter is called Feet Planted on the Ground. I don't know why I said fleet. It's meant feet planted on the ground. God damn it, I'm goddamn fucking tired. And now it's finally begun, the regimental cuisine. The stage will feature a series of one-on-one matches in which the three chefs selected by each faction shall clash against one another. Let's review the rules. So chefs who receive a victory mark shall continue on to the next round and are eligible to participate in subsequent matches. If one side completely eliminates the other in a clean sweep in 2 consecutive matches, that side shall be named the victor. Participants are permitted to support their allies cooking, so they could choose allies to come help cook. Now then, all eyes are on the first bout. The rebel side has sent out Megashima, Tosuke, Ishiki, Satoshi, and Yukihara Soma. Which camp will grasp the coveted seats of the Elite 10 Council? It's anybody's guess, and I hope you get your asses whooped, you damn rebels. And that's the MC Kawashima Uraba-chan, who is brainwashed. Keep in mind, Central is brainwashed Tutsuki. With the exception... Oh my god, I'm sorry I'm yawning. I stayed up till 7 a.m. to... at least 7 a.m. to make sure the chapters got out on time, except for that I just literally woke up to get Shokugeki no Soma done. Did she betray us and side with the enemy? When did that happen? Well, she does kind of give off the vibe that she easily submits to influence and authority. Oh man. The expelled students have been forced to observe the match while imprisoned under the guise of special spectator seats. The time limit is 2 hours. There really is something special about Soma-kun. Hey, I just said you've only got 2 hours. Can't you hear the lovely Uraba-chan's announcements? You son of a... Ishiki-senpai, hurry up and start cooking already. At any rate, Yukihara, what the hell did he mean when he said he was gonna make instant yakisoba? Did he forget his opponent is a super top class soba artisan? Ishiki, it seems you've really been keeping an eye on that freshman, but... Oh, so so basically what's going on is all three are doing their matches at the same time, which I think is crazy as hell. Given that the theme of this card is Soba, what can that boy possibly do? When Kino Kuni NENE started learning Japanese dancing, she was but 4 years old. As one born into the prestigious Kinokuni family, she shouldered the large responsibility of carrying on the etiquette of traditional Japanese cuisine and culture. Thus, she was absolutely required to study dance, music, and the like. But that was not all. She also learned the ways of calligraphy, judo, the naginata, the goto, which is a Japanese stringed instrument, Japanese ballads, and more, much more. She spent nearly all of her time after school and on weekends buried in her lessons. On the way home after school, she would gaze at her friends from class, envious of the freedom to stop and play as they pleased. Or so one may have thought. In truth, that wasn't the case at all. Engrossed, I was able to write it pretty well. It was in her nature to steadily and laboriously gain experience and polish her skills to perfection. And what's more, she absolutely loved to have others watch as she continued to improve her technique. NENE-chan, you're amazing! And of course, the same goes for her cooking, especially when it comes to soba. My dear students, watch closely. These are the skills of Kinokuni. She carefully stirs the soba using her forefingers and thumb mutually. Let's see. Due to the movement of her thumb, a smooth momentum can be built up in the mixture within the wooden bowl. As her forefingers gradually knead the buckwheat flour, it steadily grows larger. The extreme gentleness with which the buckwheat flour is handled enables the grainy particles to meld together with the water. Once the grains have been rolled into roughly the size of broad bean, she kneads the buckwheat flour into one. As you can see, everything is starting to come together. Amazing! She's not making even a single wasted movement. You could tell that soba is taking on a stickier and bulkier consistency by the second. It's hard to believe that she's managing to do all this with those slender arms. What insane power! Her secret lies in her lower body. She's able to produce all that power by transferring every last drop of the energy created by bracing her legs and hips straight to the soba. That could go... I bet NENE is fucking crazy in bed. She's probably good in bed if all of her strength is in her legs and her hips. She's meticulously stirring the soba, so there's no need to dilute it with extra water. Through this process, true soba containing the bare minimum amount of moisture is born. Just imagine it. For cold soba, the velvety noodles become intertwined with the sauce, leaving a crisp sensation as they slide down your throat. Or in the case of warm soba, the flavors of the soba and dashi melt together as one, creating a supreme mellowness unlike any other. Oh god, that sounds so amazing. I'm with them. That they're all drooling. That fucking sounds amazing. I would love soba from scratch. I wonder what sort of marvelous dish Kinokuni will weave for us today. Hey, quit drooling over the explanation of the enemy's cooking. Why don't you try taking your own advice, Yoshido? In the world of soba pounding, there's a certain saying, 3 days cutting, 3 months rolling, 3 years kneading. This expression refers to the amount of time it takes to fully master each of the respective roles in crafting soba. Of the three, it's said that the kneading in the wooden mixing bowl is by far the most profound and takes the most time. The very sight of her working speaks volumes to her experience. 3 years is but a paltry sum compared to the sheer weight of the countless years and months of experience she's built up in front of the soba mixing bowl. I expect nothing less from a noble member of Central who... I wonder... You know what? I wonder if that's why YUKIHARA is using the instant soba, because he wants to instead of use it, because there's only 2 hours. Instead of using all this time focusing on just making the fucking soba from scratch, he wants to focus on the flavor. That would make sense. Curious what your guys' thoughts on that are. One who guides the average student to the world of true cuisine. It's as if we're witnessing the work of a living, breathing soba textbook. Of a round of applause for Miss Kinokuni, asshole. Instant yakisoba, is it? What's the matter, senpai? YUKIHARA Soma-kun, you were able to continue winning up until now. By weaponizing your instantaneous creativity and unorthodox ideas, and maybe a few novel bluffs thrown in here and there, but those methods will get you absolutely nowhere in this battle. Carefully accumulated experience and knowledge of the rich history of soba alone are what allow its true deliciousness to be drawn out, and you lack both of those. If you think you can even hope to match me with soba, you are surely mistaken. Or sorry, you are sorely mistaken. Yeah, you tell him. Hear that, you damn rebel? You stand no chance against NENE Senpai's noodle crafting techniques. Again, they're all brainwashed. Why don't you just give up already? You'll be in a world of hurt if you don't. Now we're now going to hear the strategies. Now then, Soma, how do you plan on winning against the Elite 10? How, you ask? Well, no matter what thing they throw at me, I'll use my quick-wittedness and and wham like that. I love you, Soma! Like, okay, I gotta mention this, because this was frustrating the hell out of me earlier. So, during my live reaction of Dr. Stone, it was, the main character, Taiju, was fucking stupid as shit and just said the dumbest shit and I couldn't stand it. Like, YUKIHARA, like, his answers are just so funny and just, it just is so adorable. Like, like, Taiju, if you answered like hell, like, even like, if you were similar to like, behavior-wise, like, Hinata or Kageyama or YUKIHARA, like, those are the shonen characters, like, in their level of, naiveness, I would respect that character, but God, I'm sorry, Taiju really pissed me off, earlier this morning. Man. But you went and lost the, Pacific Sorry battle back at the selections, didn't you? But Hayama wasn't part of the Elite 10 back then. The cause of your defeat was your inability to match Hayama's focused aroma attack power, which broke through your dish's defenses. The Elite 10 you're about to clash with have all mastered a certain art of cooking to the absolute pinnacle of perfection. You'll surely find yourself in a fierce battle that can't be overcome with spur-of-the-moment quick-wittedness alone. I guess you're right. But you know, Soma, you too have one specific area that you've accumulated lots of experience in that you won't lose to the likes of them, don't you? Huh? I'm talking about your experience as a diner cook. I appreciate the warning, Kinokuni Senpai, but you see, all I'm gonna do is make my Soba Soma style. It'll have Soma written all over it. What is he doing? But man, noodle making machines these days sure are amazing, huh? The dough comes out all pretty. Oh my god, he is trolling your ass, NENE! Oh, he's using the fucking noodle machine! Oh my god, he just is trolling you, NENE! Oh man, he is trolling your ass, NENE! That face says it all! Look at that face right there! That says he is trolling your fucking ass! He can't be serious. He's actually using a machine? So what's wrong with that? So he's completely, he completely gave up on pounding them out by hand, and now he's relying on a machine? What a joke. This match was over before it even began. No, this is smart. It's called fucking time management, you morons. YUKIHARA, he didn't actually give up, did he? Not at all. He hasn't thrown the match away, not in the slightest. He's quietly waiting his chance to seize victory. What? In the world of soba and udon noodles, everyone makes a fuss over the word handmade. But just because the noodles are handmade doesn't mean they'll be delicious. Yes! Thank you, Arita. What makes them delicious is the outstanding skill of the hands in question. As a matter of fact, there are many famous restaurants which only perform the mizuwashi by hand and utilize machines for the roll and cutting. Among soba fanatics, it's common knowledge that the use of machines is far better than poor handwork. So, suck it, bitches! And his soba has one more remarkable feature specifically, the ratio of flour to thickening. What I made today was 1 to 9 soba, and in contrast, his is 2 to 8. Some say that the closer the buckwheat ratio is to 100%, that is, the less wheat flour there is in the dough, the higher would be the quality of the noodles, but that's a great misunderstanding. Sure enough, the closer it gets to 100%, the more the flavor approaches the original soba taste, which is that of buckwheat. The aroma also becomes stronger. The required level of artisanship grows higher and higher, making for an expensive connoisseur soba. However, patrons not used to soba will perceive the lack of thickening as a bad thing, feeling the noodles as dry and crumbly, so that even a certain first-class soba maker has stated that the ideal balance is actually 2 to 8! Oh, Soma! Soma! He could try to approach 100% in order to reach a deeper flavor than mine, but he's taken no such reckless decisions. Rather, he's confronting my cooking with both feet firmly on the ground. Gotta aim for my own kind of soba, and that sure ain't no weird gourmet food that only a tiny elite could ever like. Good on his food for everyone. Something any patron could just come in and order a bowl and get a smile on their face. I'll show you what it is that kind of that kind of soba right here, right now. He has no hope of standing up to me in soba quality alone, and yet I can feel him right at my back in this race. Still, at your present level, the difference between us is but the undeniable truth, Soma. At this rate, your victory is a complete impossibility. Keep alert for a chance to win. Should you have any further prospects of winning, then come at me with all you've got, YUKIHARA Soma. Oh, man! Soma was fucking trolling NENE in this chapter a little bit. But Joichiro, the wise words of Joichiro, man. The fact that he basically, because a lot of the Shokugekis that Soma's been in, it's just been like, he's done a lot of wild, quick-witted, spur-of-the-moment things. But this one, and Joichiro's right, he said, think like a diner chef. And based on what NENE said, the ratio that YUKIHARA chose was actually right. That most people would be actually, like anybody would actually be able to enjoy it. So I'm curious what you nerdigans thought of this chapter, and I thought this was going to be more like the way he was doing it was more for flavoring purposes, but in a sense that's true. It's consistency in flavor, and people are fucking stupid if they're hating on him for using a machine. It made sense. What was the other thing I was gonna say? And the other thing that the machine is doing is it's saving him time. So I'm curious if we're gonna see like what's going on in the other other bouts next week, or are we gonna see the conclusion of this and see what the dishes look like? I'm curious what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to the Nerdigans Inc. expansion, there's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to the Nerdigans Inc. PayPal, Patreon, or purchase something off the Nerdigans Inc. Amazon wishlist. All the links are in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on the Twits, aka Twitter, follow my Twitch channel, and friend me on PlayStation Network. Those are in the description box below as well. Until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.